The truth is that professional photographers and filmmakers, we started off with whatever we had, whether it be cameras that our parents already had or our phones, just basically anything that we had that we could use to create. However, with that being said, I'm not going to give you guys a definitive answer on what beginner lens you should buy, but I'm going to help you guys kind of break down some of the things you plan to be shooting to help you narrow down your decision about what camera lens you guys should buy. I'm just going to go right ahead and assume you guys watched my previous video about lenses. I explained all of basically the technical things about lenses, so if you guys haven't checked that already, make sure you guys watch that video first. I'll leave a card somewhere up here and come back to this video and everything will probably make a lot more sense. So the first step is to figure out what you want to shoot. Do you want to shoot nature photography, urban landscapes, street landscapes, nature portraits, bugs, spiders if you're weird? But yeah, you have to determine what you want to shoot. And I know like for beginners it's really hard to determine. You kind of want to experiment with everything, and I'll go over that at the end of the video as well. But if you guys didn't know already, by figuring out what you want to shoot can help you narrow down your decision, because photographers actually use a different lens for each different type of scenario. Crazy, right? Now, after you've narrowed down your decision, you're probably ready to figure out what lens you should buy. Alright, so the first example. So let's say you want to shoot urban landscapes. So street photography, you want to shoot buildings, you want to shoot interior spaces, stuff like that. Generally, what photographers usually go for is a much wider option. So anything basically under 24 millimeters. And the reason for this is that you really want to capture the entire building. So if you're shooting like this building from the bottom up, you would like to have a wider angle lens to kind of capture the entire thing. Whereas if you use a telephoto, you could probably only get the tip of the building. Or if you're looking to shoot sports and wildlife and stuff like that, it would probably opt for a telephoto lens. This is to help you get in much closer to your main subject without, physically being that close. So let's say if you're shooting like football, then you probably have to stay on the sidelines, and the only way for you to get those detail shots of like Tom Brady catching a ball or whatever is to get a telephoto lens. You can zoom in really far in. Same goes for nature. It's pretty much impossible to get really close to a lion or like a bird or something like that, so having a telephoto lens will help you capture those subjects from really far away, keeping you safe, also keeping the animals safe. Last example, if you plan on shooting portraits, so pictures of other human beings or aliens, then usually a 35mm to a 100mm works really well. I think those are the most flattering focal lengths for portraits. And you obviously wouldn't want to shoot portraits with a really wide angle lens, and their face would be like distorted. Of course, there are so many other different genres for photography, so if you guys have anything in specific you guys plan to shoot, and I didn't mention that in today's video, just make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you guys with the best of my ability about like which lens you guys should buy. Also, one last thing before you go on buying lenses, make sure you guys check the aperture of the lens, right? So if you guys are shooting portraits, you probably want to go for a lens with a wider aperture to kind of isolate your main subject with the background. And also, don't forget to make sure that the lens is actually compatible with your camera, right? So you don't want to splurge on a $2,000 lens, come home and try to put it on your camcorder. It simply doesn't work like that. There are lenses that are made specifically for a certain type of camera. A simple Google search will help you get you on your way. Furthermore, some DSLRs actually come with a kit lens. So crop sensor cameras, so smaller beginner cameras, usually come with a lens from 18 to 35, and more professional full-frame cameras come with a 24 to 70. This is a lens to basically just help you get started. It generally covers most of the spectrum, and if you really don't know what to get, I just recommend getting this one. You're gonna save a couple of bucks buying the bundle, and you get to experience a wide variety of different focal lengths.